My name's Sarah and I work for TIDE, which stands for Together in Dementia Everyday, and we're a UK-wide involvement network for carers and former carers of people living with dementia. And I work across Merseyside and Cheshire as a carer involvement lead. The impact on carers of the pandemic has been huge, as you probably know. There's been deterioration in the symptoms of the people they care for, which has made the caring role more complex. A lot of practical issues. The main concern was around services being retracted, cases being closed or put on hold. A lot of distress for people who have loved ones in care homes who've been unable to see them, and that's still continuing. Some carer support services were able to put things in place virtually and some weren't, so things have been quite patchy, and some carers can't access virtual support anyway. The effects of caring 24/7 with very limited support have taken a massive toll on carers' mental health. And during 2020, the Carers Week theme was making carers visible. And carers said at that point that they'd never felt less visible. Usually we support people in their influencing and involvement role, but it became clear that they needed more support from us during this time. So we moved all of our carer development sessions online, so that's you can't pour from an empty cup, getting your point across, and a session around living grief and bereavement. We set up social media groups, Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, so that carers could connect with each other. We also set up virtual coffee mornings that are UK-wide and locally based. And we set up some peer support and influencing groups for specific groups of carers who might want to talk more in depth about the things affecting them. So we have one for former carers, young carers, carers looking after someone with a rare dementia, male carers, various other groups. The positive impact of that has been that carers have been able to connect with other carers, and often carers they never meet, usually because they live in different geographical locations. And the influencing role of carers has still been able to continue during this time, and we've been able to get involved in things locally like the ARC research, delivering webinars, interviews on the radio, the Knowsley Carers strategy, government consultations, the One Dementia Voice campaign, and working with Local Health Watch across the region about access to the COVID vaccine for carers. It's clear that the voice of carers needs to be listened to urgently by decision makers and the government, and the focus for TIDE going forward will be to continue to raise that voice.